Antonelli has just won the Chinese GP, doing it in style. From the youngest driver to get pole position yesterday at 19 years, 6 months and 17 days, he now becomes the second youngest winner, an F1 winner in terms of a race. He is only second to Max Verstappen, who won it when he was 18 years and 7 months and 15 days. So that just shows you how the longevity of Max, how long he's been doing it for, but also just shows you how impressive Antonelli is. Because for you to be such a young kid and be up there with all these legends and drivers, and it's just crazy. The fact that Hamilton honestly was one of the happiest people for him this entire race weekend, and even posed with him during the qualifying. And yeah, Hamilton just looks like an old man who's just happy to usher in the new era. Like he's not a grumpy vet, you know. But the guy has won everything, so it's understandable. Speaking of Hamilton, he finished in third, so he also gets podium finish, which to me is crazy. The fact that Hamilton has never won, I would never gotten a podium with Ferrari. Today is the first time. I thought he got one last year. I don't know why I was thinking that, but this was the first time. So that in itself is wild. And obviously in second place was George Russell, who ever since the sprint race, and I said it in my recap of the sprint yesterday, I feel like he still makes some really dumb decisions at times, in terms of he becomes aggressive when he doesn't need to. You know, when you know you have the car, there are times where he would just go so hard and try and pass Hamilton or Leclerc, and then he's passed like a few laps later. The fact that he has a faster car than the Ferraris, he'll always get away with it, right? But if he can just hone that in, like this is a great chance for him to get his maiden title. So he just needs to be a bit more chilled, you know. Obviously, the big surprise was starting the race. The fact that both McLarens did not start. This was their first double DNSs since 2005 in Indianapolis, which is just insane to think about. Alex Albon and Bortoleto also didn't start. And by the time the race was ending, when you look at the left side, like everyone, it was just like, okay, not everyone, but like there were 7 spots. So like you're seeing 15 and then like everyone is grayed out, like from 16 going down, including Verstappen, who had to retire the car. Verstappen has had a very weird weekend. And I don't know if they're going to get this car together. Luckily for Red Bull, at least they have Haja in 8th place. Last year, the second driver for Red Bull was not even getting top 10 that easily. And then you had to go and change drivers in between the season. That's a whole story for another day. And on top of that, Max had an atrocious start in this game. Like the way he started the race, I was just like, bro, are you moving in reverse? And it's not just races, it was sprint as well. So yeah, that car has issues. That car has a lot of issues and they need to sort it out sooner than they think. And in a way, because there's going to be an enforced break, because the Saudi GP and the Bahrain GP, they've just announced that those 2 races will be cancelled, which means now we're going to only have 22 races in the year, which is sad. For the teams that are doing well, you want to keep up the momentum, right? You don't want that break. That break does not do you any favors. But for the teams like Red Bull, this is also a good chance for them to just get it together. So maybe they can use that small break to their favor. But also, when you're not racing, you're not collecting data. And that's the thing with F1. You need to be constantly collecting data to see how you can improve. So it's going to be a bit very tough for them to get it together, but at least they have 2 races. And then they go to the Americas. Again, very different racetrack coming from Australia and China. One of the best parts about this race was just the battle between the battle between Hamilton and Leclerc. Right now, it's looking all rosy. Things are going well. At some point, Leclerc even came out and said, yo, that was really fun. Yes, it was really fun. We really enjoyed it. But when the points start mattering and things are thick, and it's like Leclerc only needs a certain amount of points to like come close to the top, or Hamilton is very close to, and then one race, Hamilton might be ahead and Leclerc needs the points, or Leclerc is ahead and Hamilton needs the points. That's when it's going to get tricky. But so far, so good. I feel like at this moment, it's good for the casual F1 fan to see such things where it's like you want to see teammates work together post race, they're hugging, like everything is nice and well. But then for other F1 fans, the ones who watched Hamilton and Nico Rosberg, people who want drama know very well that this thing there's a point it's going to hit the fan. But Leclerc is also not dumb to go after Hamilton that way. Like he really respects Hamilton. So I still think they're going to do it respectfully, but it's not going to be rosy every day. Again, Leclerc really wore out his tires. Towards the end, you could just see Hamilton try and build a gap. In fact, when the race ended, Hamilton finished 3.6 seconds ahead of Leclerc, but then he also finished 19 seconds behind Russell. So there's a big gap between the Mercedes and the Ferrari. Again, it's still good. You have the Ferrari up there. You're still collecting points. Figure it out while you're collecting points. My boy from my Haas team, Ollie Behrman, coming in 5th place. Pierre Gasly, 6th place. Liam Lawson, Haja, and one of my drivers of the day, Colapinto. Like, these guys really just really drove their asses off. Knowing that both McLarens are not going to be there is space for someone at the top. And Behrman, Gasly, Lawson, Haja really took advantage. Nico also finished in 11th place. Hulkenberg, shout out to the Haas's. That last stint, so actually when the safety car came out, Antonelli, Russell, Hamilton, Leclerc, Behrman, Gasly, Lawson, Haja, Sainz, all of them went to the hards. And everyone in that list, other than Lawson, did 46 laps. Lawson did 47. So they really had to nurse the tires. Like, the tire degradation in this race was quite high. Tire degradation is basically the tire just wears off the more you race, right? So if you you have 3 sets of tires. For the casual F1 fan, you have 3 sets of tires. You have for the race, if it's a dry race, right? You have your soft, mediums, and hard. So soft, they're the fastest, but they last the shortest. Hard, they're the hardest. They take long to warm up, but they are the slowest. But towards the end of their stint, they can make you go longer, basically, right? So you see someone has done 46 laps with them, but someone on a medium has only done 23, and someone on the soft only did 9. So if you have to go and pit again, that's 20-something seconds gone. So even if you use the softs and gain an advantage, every time you pit, you're losing about 20 seconds, and you've only gained like 3 or 4 from the soft. So it's a trade-off. Every time you pit, you have to know you're losing time. So why was I saying this? I was saying this because the hard tires, yes. So everyone from Antonelli all the way to Sainz, 1 to 9, they really nursed the tires well. And Leclerc is the only one who kind of wore out his tires and couldn't battle Hamilton for that 3rd place. But all in all, I feel like, yeah, they did good enough, to be honest. Because everyone pitted once apart from Haja. Haja pitted twice. He was on the soft for 1 lap. He was on the hard. He was on another hard set of hards for 9 laps and another set of hards for 46. So that was around the safety car time. So speaking of that safety car, what did I say about the safety car? Yeah, everyone moved to the hards. The only people who didn't pit were Ocon, Hulkenberg, and Alonso. And speaking of Ocon, I don't know what he was doing with Colapinto. Like, he saw a gap, he was trying to go for it, and then just rammed into Colapinto. And I feel like Colapinto has just been so unlucky this entire weekend. And finishing in 10th place is not a bad result, to be fair to him. But I'm sure he also feels that he can do better, or he could have done better. So, yeah. I guess that's it for the weekend. We are done with China. What else do I want to say? The last Italian to get a pole position was Giancarlo Fisichella for a team called Force India. If you're old enough to remember that, it's your bedtime. And then he is also the last Italian to win a race. So that's over 20 years. So yeah, Antonelli has done something very dope. Now we move on to the next race, which is in F1 next race. So we have Japan. Japan is on the 29th. That's in 2 weeks' time. Then obviously Bahrain and Saudi have been cancelled. That were going to be in April. And then after that, we go to Miami on the 3rd. So yeah, one more race on the 29th. For those drivers who I said have had issues, Max Verstappen, Red Bull, they have a week, they basically have another week, then you get the race. So by the time the Bahrain Saudi period, there's a break there as well, you have time to really work on your car. So, and an extra race to just get the data to fine tune your car and stuff like that. So that's that's about it for the Chinese GP. And I'll try and do more of these race recaps. I'll basically be doing race recaps and sprint recaps. Qualifying, not so much, because it's like, it's just qualifying. Maybe, I don't know. If it's an exciting qualifying, we'll get it. But it's your boy. This is Gravel Trap. This is Box to Box. Make sure you catch us on IG, gravel.trap, on TikTok, gravel.trap, and on YouTube at Gravel Trap BTB. It's a Box to Box production. Everything is Box to Box. So shout out to you guys and thank you for watching. Peace.